The concomitant squint. So concomitant squint is a dissociation of the eye where the angle of deviation remains same in all the gaze of the direction. If it is horizontal gaze, if it is vertical gaze, in all the gaze the angle of deviation is same irrespective of eye fixation, but there is a dissociation of the eye. That means what? That means the orbital axis is different and the visual axis remains the same. Visual axis remains the same, but the orbital axis is different. So the angle between visual axis and orbital axis is 23 degree. So this angle is changing due to the orbital axis is different. So this angle is changing, but the visual axis remains same. So there is no diplopia. If in paralytic squint, the visual axis and the orbital axis both are changed, but here the visual axis remains same but the orbital axis change. So the person is itself a true squint. Here no latency is there. I can see the person that there is a squint in any one of the eye or both the eye. So what are the cause? Congenital malinsertion of the extraocular muscles. If the extraocular muscles are congenitally malinserted. Refractive error. Hypermetropic have more accommodation to correct the error, so more convergence. Convergence type concomitant squint. Myopic has less accommodation, so weak convergence and more divergence. Decompensated heterophoria or latent squint. Cerebral palsy. So what are the types? Monoocular squint 85% is, and alternating squint. What is monoocular squint? It can be convergent or esotropia. It can be divergent or exotropia. Here tropia, but latent squint it is phoria, esophoria, exophoria. But here is esotropia, exotropia. Vertical is very much rare. But what is convergent or esotropia? So one eye is convergent, is towards the nasal side, the other eye remains same. In the exotropia, the one eye is divergent, the other eye remains in the same. I can see the person that there is a squint. There is no latency. So congenital myopia. What are the causes of esotropia? Congenital myopia, uncompensated esophoria, orbital asymmetry, enophthalmos, hypermetropia, amblyopia if associated, but it is very rare. So these are the causes of the convergent or esotropia concomitant squint. It is monoocular, means one eye is remains same and one eye is there is a squint, either esotropia or exotropia. In the divergent squint there is exotropia. The causes is uncorrected myopia, decompensated exophoria, craniofacial anomaly, hypertelorism or Crazon syndrome, or it can be neuromuscular incoordination. It is also associated with unilateral cataract and vision loss. Vertical is very much rare. In hyperphoria it is found. What is alternating squint? Alternating squint, there is no diplopia, visual acuity is also normal. So if one time this eye becomes esophoria and this eye is fixed, then in the next time if the patient is asked to fix this eye, they will fix this eye, but this eye will be esophoria. So this is alternating squint, but no diplopia is there, visual acuity is normal. It is due to the congenital weakness of the lateral and medial rectus of each eye, and there can be a refractive error. Clinical features, no symptoms is there, only uniocular, visual acuity is poor if there is strabismus, amblyopia. Convergent squint is most common. So here the primary angle of deviation is equal to the secondary angle of deviation. What is primary angle of deviation? If normal eye is fixed, the angle of deviation which is found in the squinting eye is the primary angle of deviation. And what is the secondary angle of deviation? When the normal eye is covered and the squinting eye will fix the object. This is the secondary angle of deviation. The angle of deviation of the squinting eye is known as the secondary angle of deviation, but here one eye should be, the normal eye should be covered. So what is the treatment? The treatment is after before coming to the treatment, we have to do the diagnosis. So what are the diagnosis? First we have to do the visual acuity test. Refraction under atrophy, refraction error and should be diagnosed. Ocular motility should be test. Covert test should be done. Fixation behavior or foveal fixation should be tested. Anterior segment and fundus should be tested, and angle of squint should be tested. What are the tests for the angle of squint? What are the test for the angle of squint? First test is the corneal reflection test. What is corneal reflection test? 30 cm distance from the patient, there at an angle the corneal light reflex is seen. If we put some light, then the corneal light reflex is seen. This is the Parkinson's first image. So it is at the pupillary, away from the pupillary center. If it is at the pupillary center, so there is 15-degree angle of deviation. 1 mm decentration means 7-degree ocular deviation. So 15-degree angle of deviation at the pupil, and at the limbus, means the side away from the cornea, it is 45-degree angle of deviation. It is useful to differentiate between pseudo strabismus and true strabismus. Prism reflex test or Krimsky test, it is also one of the tests where prism is kept in front of the eye and the corneal reflex is, light reflex is symmetrical. Prism bar covert test. 2 prism diopter means 1 degree ocular movement deviation. It is the most accurate test, prism bar covert test. Perimeter, which is least common. It is least commonly used. Synoptophore, most accurate test. I have also discussed it. Most accurate test is synoptophore. For the it is also used in the orthoptic exercise to ensure the easy stereopsis and the range of fusion. Range of fusion is diagnosed by synoptophore. And occlusion therapy for the amblyopia treatment. So these are the angle of squint measurement test. Else what we have to do? We have to do the Warth 4 dots test for the retinal correspondence and suppression. Warth 4 dots test. I will discuss this later. So what is the treatment? So treatment is basically we have to do lateral rectus. If there is exotropia, we have to do lateral rectus recession and medial rectus resection. What is recession? Recession means it is a cutting of the lateral rectus, because exotropia means what? Exotropia means lateral rectus means eyes diverge. So lateral rectus is more strained. So I have to cut the lateral rectus. Up to what? Up to 5 to 7 millimeter we can cut. Beyond 70 millimeter we cannot cut. So lateral rectus can be cut. So this is known as resection. Recession. What is resection? Resection means we have to give some effort. We have to give some effort. So medial rectus is weak, so you have to give some effort to the medial rectus. It is 4 to 8 millimeter resection should be done in exotropia. But in the convergent or esotropia, the opposite thing. Lateral rectus should be resected and medial rectus should be resected. Means resection of the lateral rectus and recession of the medial rectus. So this is all about concomitant squint.